Hey everybody, thanks for listening or watching on the podcast. This is a short format episode podcast that you can listen to while you're doing your business on the pot. Or maybe your parents are on an international vacation and they're gone for weeks on end. So while they're gone, you fill their house with hundreds of tiny ducks.
You actually doing that?
No. Our number one fan on the podcast listener, my friend Andrea, did that to her
That's so funny. I was like, your parents listen to this. They're going to know what's up.
In the hopes that they come home and they just find ducks for the rest of forever.
I love it.
I didn't hear if they actually found them immediately or what happened. I'll report back. Anyway, so while you're placing 400 and something tiny ducks in the house,
It's going to take some time.
turn on an episode of the podcast and learn a little bit and find the best place to hide them, where a dog or a baby or something's not going to choke on it.
That's the prank I like. It's harmless. Like, me personally, I'd find this little duck and I'd be like, where'd that come from? And probably find another duck a few days later, and then I'd be like, is that the same?
Did I put this there?
And then I'd find, a few more, and I'd be like, okay, who put all these ducks in my house? Then I'd have to trace back my steps. It'd be fun.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Liz. Hey, Katie.
Hey, Liz.
What are we talking about today?
Liz, I'm telling you a shocking and sad story today.
Oh, no. Sad face emoji.
I will start this story with my own volcano adventure.
Oh.
Have you ever hiked up a volcano or been to a volcano or
definitely
anything?
saw a volcano in Hawaii many years ago when I was a child.
Active one?
I believe we could see lava. I remember being there in the evening and you could kind of see some. It wasn't like it was exploding. It was flowing.
No, but just
flow status.
Whatever.
Yeah.
When I studied abroad, I lived in Sorrento, which is just south of Pompeii. So we hiked up Pompeii, and that's still considered active. And I remember tiny puffs of steam coming out of it, and I was like, I don't think we should be here.
Well, there's dormant and non-dormant volcanoes.
Yeah.
And in theory, any dormant volcano could wake up at any point. Yeah.
So today I'm telling you about an active volcano that led to a pretty disastrous thing. So this story that I'm telling you is about the White Island volcano, which is an island 30 miles off the coast of the North Island of New Zealand.
Okay.
So it erupted and erupted in small ways, but almost continuously from 1975 through 2000. There was a major eruption in 2000 that created a new crater. And then there was another eruption in 2012 and 2016.
Okay.
So this is an active volcano. In October of 2019, there were volcanic tremors and sulfur dioxide gas at their highest levels since that last eruption in 2016.
Oh boy.
That's October 2019. On November 18th of 2019, the volcano was rated at a volcanic alert level 2, indicated, quote, moderate to heightened volcanic unrest due to rumblings and gas levels. And
I, too, experience volcanic unrest on occasion.
Hopefully nobody dies in that process.
I feel like the people around me wish they were dead.
And then on November 24th, just a few days later after that, a 5.9 earthquake lasted approximately 1 minute with an epicenter 6.2 miles northeast of that island.
Okay.
So things are, active.
Things are getting
happening.
shifty.
Things are getting shifty quickly. So this island is a regular tourist destination. There's, tours that are there all the time. Cruise ships that dock and then bring, little dinghies to the island and do tours and give people, hard hats and gas masks. And
so it's all just it's tours for the volcano.
Tours for the volcano specifically. And apparently on this day, on December 9th, nobody was told on the tours that day that it was at this volcanic level 2, alert. Things could happen.
How'd they fuck that up?
They knew there was an alert. The companies knew. They just chose not to do anything. So on December 9th, 2019, 47 people, including tourists from a Royal Caribbean cruise and a local tour, were on that island. At about 1:40 that afternoon, first tour boat dropped some people off. At 2:00, white smoke can be seen coming up from the crater on a webcam that officials are monitoring. At 2:10, on that same webcam, people are seen on a tour very close to the crater. And then at 2:11, the eruption happened, spewing rocks, toxic gases in the air with a plume of steam and ash rising 12,000 feet.
Okay, riddle me this. If you're a person that's giving these guided tours of a volcano, wouldn't you see the warning signs? Even without the, hey, we're a volcanic too. Wouldn't you see the warning signs and be like, we gotta turn the fuck around?
Well, so, everything evolved. You would think and you would hope yes. But everything, it was, plumes of smoke and then, immediate eruption, basically.
For sure.
So there's, really terrifying videos of people, some people survived, and I'll get into more details in a second, but people running away in tour groups, the explosion happened. You could hear their tour guide screaming, run, 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 run. And then it's just mayhem, and then cuts to black. And there's anyway, okay, so explosion at 2:11. A commercial fisherman out at sea saw the explosion and described it as it looking like a nuclear blast.
Yeah.
Had a mushroom cloud.
Well, yeah, and if it's exploding like that, this isn't Hawaii where there's gonna be some whatever lava and whatever. This is the debris is going to cover a lot of the surrounding area.
Well, exactly. Yeah. So a few of the tour boats, the small little dinghies had just kind of pulled away. They had, dropped people off. They'd come back. They'd pulled away from the shore. But as soon as they saw the explosion and felt safe to go back, they did.
Oh, shit,
so they turned around and went back. And there were some people waiting on the shoreline, but just like you said,
covered,
completely covered in ash. And as I mentioned, there were tour groups still right up next to the crater as this explosion happened. Toxic gas, extreme heat, steam, debris, filled the air, pushed people over, was suffocating people, burned people, knocked people down.
I guess the blessing would be that if you're that person right next to the crater, your death is going to be fast.
Yeah, you're pretty much
farther
gone.
away. That's going to be painful.
Not so much. Yeah. So these little dinghies had turned around. They were trying to get, as many people on board as they possibly could. They had water bottles that they were pouring over people because they were just every single person that was on the island at that moment was burned. Oof. Every single person had burns on their body. And there was some that I saw that had steam burns. So they looked okay because they their clothing wasn't damaged or anything. But then they took their clothes off and it was just 3rd degree steam burns that they were experiencing. There was a helicopter that was like in the area when this explosion happened, and it wasn't like a rescue helicopter or like an official helicopter of any sort, but they were like, we have to go and help these people.
Yeah.
Like they saw the cloud, they were like, we have to go and help these people. So it was these two guys landed on the island, and that was, I think they landed like an hour after the initial explosion, expecting local like resources to show up any minute. So people are like, get us out of there, help us. Like, and they were like, they're coming. They somehow got a call on their radio that said no official help is coming. Oh, like fuck. It was deemed too dangerous for anybody to go to this island. So 27 people. Well, so let me tell you this a little bit. So the first little small dinghy made it back to the mainland. It was a 90-minute boat ride back from the island to the mainland. They made it back at around 4:00 with the first round of victims. The second boat arrived at 4:45. So 27 people are brought back like on that first round of rescues, but it's just, you know, the tour guides or whoever was on the boats, and then that one helicopter that just happened to be there. So 20 other people were still remained on that island and were basically like assumed dead.
Wow.
Yeah. So 22 people ended up dying either in the explosion or from injuries sustained from the explosion or some, you know, ash inhalation, like whatever, burns. And 2 bodies were never found and later declared dead. And the victims were from Australia, the United States, New Zealand, and Germany.
Damn.
Yeah. And the remaining 25 people had suffered injuries needing intensive care, like everybody that was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say how long the eruption lasted?
It was quick. I mean, it was like everything was over in a matter of like 20 minutes, truly. Yeah. And they, like, the reason that the like official rescues didn't ever go is because they were like, oh, we don't know, like, is it going to erupt again? We don't want to put our people in danger.
Damn.
But at the same time, I mean, send boats, do something. Like, these people were left to die, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible.
You went to Pompeii?
Yeah.
What was that like?
So the volcano itself is massive, and like half of it was blown off in the explosion. Jesus. Vesuvius, huge. That's a huge mountain. The ruins. So what I learned there is there's like plaster casts.
Yeah.
I thought that was like bodies. It's not. It was like bodies at some point that had dissolved. They like injected plaster into it.
Gotcha.
But you know, interesting, weird, scary.
Yeah. That
it was that close and, you know, just wiped the whole civilization out, basically.
So people have been back to this island.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think tours have stopped at this point. There was a whole, you know, there was a bunch of litigation, who was in charge of what. Yeah. But.
Damn.
Yeah. So, and it's still, you know, an active volcano.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sad
stuff. Crazy. Scary stuff. So, maybe when you're offered a volcanic tour next time, make sure that it has some sort of status attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do your research.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
okay.
Thanks, Katie.
Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome.
What's that inside my body?
Oh, toxic gas.
Yeah.
And also a little bit of knowledge. Yeah. Okay, see you next time.
Bye.